Shanti. Good morning. Today is Murli for 28th March 25. The essence is, sweet children, you are very lucky because you don't have any concerns other than to remember the Father. This Father, however, still has many concerns. So Brahma Baba had lot of concerns, right? There were about 300, 400 people staying together. So Baba had to take care of so many of them. So definitely Baba had lot of concerns. Even though we live at home with our families, we are taking care of how many people? Four, five, six, maximum 8 to 10, right? But think about Brahma Baba, taking care of 300, 400. Question is, what are the signs of the Father's worthy children? Answer, they continue to link the intellect of everyone in yoga with the Father. They are serviceable. They study well and teach others. They are seated in the Father's heart. Only such worthy children glorify the Father's name. Those who don't study fully spoil things for others. This too is fixed in the drama. So, those who are worthy, those who study well, they will try to connect everybody to Baba. So Baba says, and only those who don't study well, they try to spoil things. So they'll either, connect them to themselves, connect people to themselves. So Baba says, but that too is fixed in the drama. So we can't blame anyone. The beauty about this drama is blameless. Each actor is playing their part. They are playing their part according to their script. So we can't blame anyone in this drama. The song is Claim Blessings from the Mother and Father. Om Shanti. In every home, there are parents and 2 to 4 children who then ask for blessings, etc. That is a limited matter. It has been remembered with regard to the limited. No one even knows anything about the unlimited. How can you take blessings from the unlimited mother, father? Hmm? No one knows. Because in limited, they either touch their feet and take blessings, or they do certain things, perform certain actions, and they receive blessings from their physical mother, father. But how can you receive blessings from the unlimited mother and father? No one knows this. You children now know that you are the sons and daughters of the unlimited father. Those parents are limited. You claim blessings from limited mothers and fathers. This is the unlimited mother and father. Those limited parents also take care of their children. Then a teacher teaches them. You children now know that one is the unlimited mother and father, the unlimited teacher, and the unlimited Satguru. He is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Teacher, and the Supreme Guru. He is the one who speaks the truth, who teaches the truth. Children are number wise. In a physical home, when there are 2 to 4 children, so much care has to be taken of them. Here, there are so many children. News of the children arrives from so many centers. This child is like this one is behaving in a devilish way, this one upsets others, this one creates obstacles. This father would be concerned, would he not? So Brahma Baba would be concerned, no? What's going on with all my children? He is Prajapita, the father of humanity, is he not? He is concerned about so many children. Therefore, Baba says, you children can stay in remembrance of the father very well. This one has 1,000 concerns. There's the one concern anyway, and then there are 1,000 other concerns. So many children have to be taken care of. Maya is also a great enemy. She peels off the skin of some very well. She catches hold of some by the nose and others by their plate. So he has to think about all of them. Nevertheless, he has to stay in remembrance of the unlimited Father. So Brahma Baba has to think about all of his children and also stay in remembrance of the unlimited Father. You would say, why should I not follow the Father's Srimad and claim my full inheritance from him? Not everyone can move forward to the same extent because this is a kingdom that is being established. This cannot enter anyone else's intellect. This is a very elevated study. When you have attained that sovereignty, you do not know how that kingdom was established. The task of establishing that kingdom is very wonderful. It's a big task how even the golden aged kingdom is being established. You are now experienced. Previously, even this one did not know who he was or how he has taken 84 births. He has now understood. You also say, Baba, you are the same one. This aspect has to be understood very clearly. The Father only comes at this time and explains everything. At this time, no matter how much of a millionaire or a billionaire someone may be, the Father says all of that money, etc., is to turn to dust. How much time is left anyway? You listen to the news on the radio or you read the newspapers. Look what is happening. Day by day, fighting continues to increase a great deal. Everything is becoming entangled. All of them are fighting amongst themselves and dying. It is understood from the preparations that are being made that war is about to start at any time. And we can see that actually happening. War can start at any time. The world doesn't know what is happening or what will happen. Amongst you two, there are very few who understand fully and stay in happiness. We are in this world for just a few more days. We now have to move towards the karmatit stage. Each one has to make effort for himself. Each of you is making effort for yourself. However much any of you do, you will attain that much fruit. You have to make effort for yourself and also inspire others to make effort and show everyone the path. This old world is to end. Baba has now come to establish a new world. Therefore, study this study for the new world before this destruction takes place. God speaks, I teach you Raj Yoga, beloved children. You have performed a great deal of devotion. You have been in the kingdom of Ravan for half a cycle. No one even knows who Ram is, or how the kingdom of Ram was established. People only know the silver-aged Ram with the bow and arrow, Sita Ram. But no one knows the supreme Ram, who he is and how he establishes the golden aged kingdom. Only you Brahmins know all of this. Amongst you, there are also some who know nothing at all. The worthy children of the Father are those who link everyone's intellect in yoke with the one Father. Those who are serviceable and study well are seated in the Father's heart. Some are unworthy. They also do disservice instead of service. They break the intellect's yoke of others away from the Father. This too is fixed in the drama. According to the drama, this is predestined. What would those who don't study fully do? They would also spoil others. This is why you children are also told, follow the Father. Keep the company of the children who are serviceable and who are seated in Baba's heart. You can ask, whose company should I keep? Baba will instantly tell you whose company is very good. There are many who keep such company that they are colored in the wrong way. Sometimes, if you are with someone who's very negative, you start becoming like that, right? Even you start thinking the same way. If you are spending a lot of time with someone who's like constantly down in their moods, or who's like always worried about the future, even you start becoming like that. So Baba says, be very careful of what company you keep. So it is also remembered good company takes you across, bad company drowns you. If bad company influences you, you will be completely destroyed. In a home, in a home too, maids and servants are needed. Servants are also needed for the subjects. A whole kingdom is being established. Very broad and unlimited intellects are needed for this. Therefore, now that you have found the unlimited Father, take Srimad from him and follow it. Otherwise, your status will be destroyed for nothing. This is a study. If you fail this now, you will continue to fail for birth after birth, cycle after cycle. Hmm? Think of it this way, that probably this is the first time that I'm playing this part. And how would I want to play this part? If I fail now, then it will be recorded for cycle after cycle. If you study well now, you will continue to study well cycle after cycle. What status would those who don't study well attain? They themselves understand. We don't do any service at all. Many are cleverer than we are. Only the clever ones are invited to give lectures. So those who are clever will surely attain a high status too. I'm not doing as much service, so I will not be able to attain a high status. A teacher can understand his students. He teaches every day. He also keeps a register of their studies as well as their behavior is kept. It is like that here too. The main thing in this is yoga. If your yoga is good, your behavior too will be good. Underline, if your yoga is good, your behavior too will be good. However, sometimes while studying, there is ego. Here you have to make incognito effort to have remembrance. This is why many reports come. Baba, I cannot stay in yoga because it's very incognito. The subject of yoga is very slippery because we remember Baba with our intellect and sometimes it just slips. So many children say, Baba, I cannot stay in yoga. Baba has explained, remove the word yoga. Can you not remember the Father, the one from whom you receive your inheritance? It is a wonder. The Father says, O souls, you don't remember me, your Father? I have come to show you the path. Remember me, and your sins will be burnt away in this fire of yoga. On the path of devotion, human beings continue to stumble around so much. They bathe in very cold water at the Kumbh Mela. They tolerate so many difficulties. Here, there is no difficulty. Those who are first class children will become the true lovers of the one beloved and continue to remember him. When they go for a walk, they sit in solitude in a garden and remember him. When you engage yourselves in any form of gossip, etc., the atmosphere is spoiled. Whatever time you have, practice remembering the Father. Become first class lovers of the true beloved. The Father says, don't keep photos of bodily beings. Only keep the photo of the one Shiv Baba, whom you have to remember. Say, for example, you want to continue to remember the world cycle, then the pictures of the Trimurti and the cycle are first class. The entire knowledge is in them. So look at the picture of the world drama cycle. Look at the picture of the Trimurti, right? See how he came down. See how God, the Supreme Soul, is the father of Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar. How God carries out tasks through Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar. The entire knowledge is in them. Your title, Spinners of Discus of Self Realization, is meaningful. If someone new were to hear this title, he would not be able to understand it. Only you children understand this. There are some of you who remember Baba very well. There are also many who don't remember Baba at all. They even spoil everything for themselves. This study, however, is very easy. The Father says, with silence, you will have victory over science. Power of silence over power of science. The words science and silence have the same initial and sound the same. In the military, they are made to have 3 minutes silence. Human beings also want to have peace. You now know that the place of peace is definitely Brahmand, the great Brahm element where we souls, such tiny points, reside. So if we want to experience peace, we just need to go within, travel home to our the world of silence. So peace is not somewhere outside, peace is inside. It's a thought away. That tree of all souls must be really wonderful. Human beings also say, in the middle of the forehead shines an amazing, unique star. They make a very tiny tilak of gold and place it there. The soul too is a tiny point. The Father comes and sits beside it. No one, not even sages or sannyasis, etc., know his own soul. No one knows their own soul. They talk about the soul, but no one realizes or practices that I am the soul. When they don't know about souls, how could they know the supreme soul? And that's why the sannyasis say God is this unlimited light, because they don't know that, they don't know themselves as souls, that soul is a tiny point of light. So is the supreme soul a tiny point of light. They think God is this unlimited light. Only you Brahmins know that soul and the supreme soul. Those of other religions cannot know. Only now do you know how such a tiny soul plays his whole part. They have many satsangs, yet they understand nothing at all. This one too, Brahma Baba too, adopted many gurus. The Father now says those are all gurus of the path of devotion. There's only the one guru on the path of this knowledge. The single crowned kings bow their heads in front of idols of double crowned kings. So, double crowned kings are the deities. They have the physical crown and the crown of light, which is the crown of purity. So, they are double crowned, the deities. And from Copper Age, when we lose the crown of purity, they become single crowned. That means only the crown of ruling. So Baba says that single crowned kings from Copper Age, they bow down in front of the double crowned deities. They bow down because those kings were pure. Temples are only built to those pure kings, the kings of golden and silver ages. Impure ones go and bow their heads in front of them, their idols, but they don't know who they were or why they bow their heads to them. The Somnath temple was built. Now they perform worship there, but how can they worship a point? How would a temple be built to a point? These are very deep matters. And that's why they created an oval image of the point called Shivling. And they started worshipping God, the Supreme Soul, as a point in the form of this oval image. So these are very deep matters. After all, these matters are not in the Gita, etc. Only the Father, the One, the Master himself can explain them. You now know how a part is fixed in each one of such tiny souls. Wonder, such a tiny point of light has a part recorded for the entire cycle. Souls are imperishable and their paths are also eternal. It is a wonder. This whole drama is predestined. They also say, what is already created is being created. Interesting. What is already created is being created. That means, which is this drama? It's already created, but every time it feels like new. We've gone through this cycle so many times, but it still feels new. So think that it is created, but every day I'm still creating because it's new. I don't know what is being created. So I create. What is fixed in the drama will definitely happen. There's nothing to worry about. You children now have to promise yourselves that no matter what happens, you will not shed tears. So and so died. That soul departed and adopted another body. In that case, what need is there to cry? After all, he cannot come back. If you shed tears, you fail. Therefore, Baba says, promise yourselves that you will never cry. You were concerned about meeting the Father who resides in Brahm, the land beyond. You have found him. What else do you need? The Father says, just remember me, the Father. I only come once to establish this kingdom. There is no question of fighting, etc. In this, there's no question of fighting in this. In the Gita, it is shown that a war took place and that only the Pandavas were saved. So they are speaking about a physical war. They took a dog with them onto the mountains and disappeared. They became victorious and then died. There's the story, right? After the Mahabharat war, after the Pandavas became victorious, they ruled for some time, and then they handed over the kingdom to the next generation, and they decided to seek the path of liberation. So all the five Pandavas with Draupadi started their journey towards liberation, and a dog started following them. So as they walked towards the mountains, the Himalayas, the mountains, one by one, each of them melted away. That means they could not take the step forward. So they just left bodies there. So the first one to leave was Draupadi, then was Sahadev, then was Nakul, then was Arjun, then was Bhim, and the last one was Yudhishthir, the eldest of all. So, and what this signifies is that each one of them was carrying a certain ego, a certain arrogance based on their specialities. Draupadi left first or melted away first is because she was still carrying the hurt. She was still carrying the, the sorrow from what she had gone through. So she melted away first. And all the other Pandavas, one by one, they were carrying the arrogance of their specialities. And they melted away. The last one was the eldest of all, which was Yudhishthir. So he reached the end and he was at the gate of heaven. Um, and then he was asked that you can cross. And he said that, I want to be with my brothers. They melted away, but I want them to be in heaven. So he was told that they are already there. They settled their karmic accounts and they are already there. And you are the one who's reaching heaven with your mortal body. And then he said that this dog has been with me all the time and I want this dog also to join me. They said, no, the dog cannot come. The dog cannot join you. Um, because the dog is an animal, the dog will, ruin the sanctity of heaven. And he said, no, this dog has been so loyal, and I have to, have this dog join. The dog stands for obedience, for faithful, right, loyalty. And it was later revealed that this dog was actually um Dharamraj. And the Dharamraj was really happy that how Yudhishthir stands for justice. He stood for loyalty and he said, no, you can still go into heaven. So, this is the story of the Pandavas. There's much more to the story. But Baba says that they took a dog onto the mountains and then disappeared. So, that aspect just doesn't mean anything. Actually, the story doesn't mean anything. What it actually means is the path to liberation means that I have to let go of all forms of body consciousness. I have to be loyal. I have to be faithful, sincere in my effort. I have to become soul conscious. I cannot be attracted, pulled by attachment. Yudhishthira didn't stop because one by one his brothers were being, they left bodies or they melted away. He continued on the journey. So, what it means that our path to liberation doesn't stop because of our attachments. Once the soul leaves the body, the soul is on their journey, and I have to continue my journey. So, Baba says that is called the path of devotion. Those are tall stories. The father says you children should have disinterest in that. There's dislike for old things. Dislike is a bitter word. The word disinterest is sweet. When this knowledge is received, there is disinterest in devotion. The fruition of this knowledge is then received for 21 births in golden and silver ages. There is no longer any need for this knowledge. Later, when you go onto the path of sin, you come down the ladder. It is now the end. The Father says you children should now have disinterest in this old world. You have now become Brahmins from Shudras. Then you same ones will become deities. What would other human beings know of these things? Although they make pictures of the variety form image, there's neither the top knot nor Shiv there. They just say deities, warriors, merchants, and Shudras. That's all. They know nothing about who changes them from Shudras into deities or how. The father says, when you were deities, you were so wealthy. Then, where did all the money go? We squandered the money whilst continuing to bow our heads, and we became bald by rubbing our heads on the floor. We used up all the money either in protecting the self or building temples. So there was so much wealth, but all the wealth was used up. So it is a matter of yesterday and used up the money either in devotion. I made you like that and then departed. Now look what you have become. Acha. To you, sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Babdada. The spiritual father says namaste to you, spiritual children, and the spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharna. Don't spoil the atmosphere with any form of gossip about others. Sit in solitude, be a true lover, and remember your beloved. Promise yourself, I will never cry. I will never shed tears. Only keep the company of those who are serviceable and are seated in the Father's heart. Keep your register good. Today's blessing. May you become a world benefactor and serve with the powerful attitude of your mind. May you become a world benefactor and serve with the powerful attitude of your mind. In order to show the right path to desperate souls of the world, be a lighthouse and a might house, exactly like the Father. Have the aim of definitely giving something or other to each soul. Whether you give liberation or liberation in life, be a great donor and a bestower of blessings for all. At present, you serve your own places, but now, while in one place, serve the world by sending the power of your mind and vibrations into the atmosphere. Create such a powerful attitude that that atmosphere is created. You will then be said to be a world benefactor. Become a world benefactor. Don't just limit your mind and intellect to one place. Even though, yes, physically we are in one place, but my mind and intellect should have the attitude of unlimited. So, serving unlimited. Brahma Baba was in Madhuban, right? In one place, but he served the world with his unlimited mind and intellect. So, becoming a lighthouse, might house like the Father, keeping an unlimited attitude, unlimited vision. Doing service at the center is important, but also serving through the mind, Mansa Seva, keeping an unlimited attitude. Today's slogan: do the exercise of becoming bodiless and observing the diet of no waste thoughts and make yourself healthy. No waste diet. The other day was no overeating of waste thoughts, right? Today is no waste, no diet of any junk or waste. So become exercise and diet. Both are needed to lose weight, right? To become light. So the diet of no wastage and exercise of becoming bodiless. Today's Avyak signal. Let there now be something new in your lectures. You have given many lectures on world peace, but now prove what the power of this spiritual knowledge is and who its source is. Prove this truth through good manners. Let people now understand that God's task is taking place. People say that the women are doing very good work. According to the time, this field had to be prepared. However, just as it is said, Father shows Son, in the same way, when Son shows the Father, the flag of revelation will be hoisted. Father shows Son, and Son shows Father. What this means is when a child is born, the child is known by the father's name, right? The father shows Son. The father tells, this is my son, this is my son. And when the son grows up, the father is known by the son's name. When the son performs such actions, right? So the son reveals the father, or the son says, this is my father. When the son becomes worthy, people ask, wow, how did you learn all this? Who made you all this? The son says, it's because of my father that I have reached this place. So the son reveals the father. So in the same way here, we didn't know ourselves. Shiv Baba comes, the father comes and gives us our own introduction, introduces us to the self, introduces himself to us. So the father shows son, shows us who we are. And now, as we continue to do seva, as we progress, let us now reveal who the Father is, who is behind all of this task, who is behind me, making me worthy, making me who I am today. So let me reveal the Father. So this is Son shows Father. And then revelation will happen. Everyone will know who God is, who is behind the BrahmaKumaris. Now, Shiv Baba is still incognito. People look at the sisters and brothers sharing knowledge and they think that, oh, wow, this one is so good, this one is so good. But now it's time for us to reveal who is behind all of this. It is God teaching us, the incorporeal God teaching us. Cha? Om Shanti. So today Baba is warning us of company. Again, few days back also Baba had warned us about what company we keep. He's again reminding us of that. He's reminding us of not to gossip. Don't change the atmosphere. Don't gossip about anyone. Don't look at anyone. Everyone is playing their part. Everyone is blameless in this drama. We can't blame anyone for whatever part they are playing. So let me not complain, gossip about their part. Let me just focus on my part. Let me focus on how I can make my part better. Look at the creation, the creator and the creation, the drama, what is being created. What is created is being created. So this drama, we have played this part in the drama unlimited times. We've gone through these scenes unlimited times. We have played our part. But to think about it, just to have that motivation and enthusiasm that, okay, whatever part I'm going to play today, that's going to be repeated for the cycle. So what do I want to play? What part do I want to play today? So paying attention on that. So that's how we pay attention on what we do. Exercise and diet. What exercise? Exercise of bodiless and diet of no waste, no junk. Staying beyond. There was a there was a phrase that Pfizer used to use, global. That is, think global, act local. So think global, act local. Becoming a lighthouse, might house. Let my light reach the entire world globally. That's called unlimited seva. So let us stabilize ourselves as lighthouse, might house. I, the soul, am unlimited in my thoughts, in my attitude. I, the soul, reside in the center of the forehead in this body, but I am detached from this body. I am a bodiless soul who has incarnated in this body. I am unshakable, stable in my truth. Who am I and who do I belong to? The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is my beloved. I'm connected to God, and I become a lighthouse, might house for the world. The light of I, the soul, reaches the world. It's unlimited light, light of mercy, of compassion, dispels all the darkness in the world. The soul, I'm especially chosen by God for this service. So today, let me remind myself of who am I and why have I incarnated in this world? What is the purpose of my life? Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So have a great day with Baba. Keep serving with your mind and intellect. Soul consciousness, connect to Baba, serve the world in an unlimited way.